Alright, you guys, so I bought this automatic pool cleaner. It's an Intex pool cleaner. It's rated for pump flow rates at 1,600 to 3,500 gallons per hour. Pretty good. My pool that I'm using right now is a Bestway 24 foot by 52 inch deep pool. The pump that it comes with is rated at 2,500 GPMs, gallons per hour. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to write this review or do this review on this. This is the fourth time that I've cleaned this vacuum out today here in the last maybe hour, and I'm not too happy with it a whole lot, and I'll explain here in just a second. So as you can see, it goes on its own. It's kind of stuck on the ladder here. It'll find its way off of there, I hope, here in just a second. But it's got two jets, one on the front, one on the back, which allows the water to pump through to push it in the direction it needs to go. Now, what's going on here is in the direction that it's going, which is fine, but the water that's being pushed out from back behind, it pushes the dirt and the debris all around the pool, and it doesn't really vacuum it up. And now I've been running this for about an hour, maybe a little bit longer than an hour, and I've cleaned it. This is, well, I think this is 4 times it's running right now. I apologize for all the leaves. I've got the pool up underneath of a tree right now, and I've ran this 3 different days, and in 3 different days and 4 different times today I've had the same result. Meaning that the filter that it catches the debris in is not really catching a whole lot. So I thought I'd give it a try. I think I might have to go with something different. I'm going to guess. There it is, comes right back out again, which is actually, that's kind of pretty cool though. But let me go ahead and shut this off. And I had to modify where it actually attaches to on the pump return, on the hose return here. When I disconnect everything to show you how much it's been cleaned out or cleaning out, and what I've had to modify, you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a minute. So, but it doesn't have a real specific direction in which it goes all the time. It just kind of goes. And it does change directions some. I have noticed it after about 15-20 minutes of usage, it starts to slow down. Now, I did think that maybe it was because the filter that's in the pump was getting clogged up, and it's kind of an old filter, so I should probably change it. But this time I'm actually using it without the filter in the pump to see what kind of pressure it gives me while it's running. And to my surprise, it's actually picking up about the same amount of debris off the bottom as it does with the filter installed in the pump itself. So word of advice, if you're going to use this, just either use it with or without the filter. But in my experience, it picks up about the same amount of debris. This is pretty much a plug and play item. Now, if your pool's not as large as this one here, it does give you instructions before hooking up to the vacuum to stretch your hose out all the way to the other side, the opposite side of the pool, and then cut your hose to match the size of the pool that you have, that we don't have an excess amount of hose that is dragging around and getting tangled up everything. This has not gotten tangled up on me one bit, which I'm pretty happy about. But definitely make sure that your pump gallons per hour flow rate is high enough I decided to go with this one again only because mine is rated at 2500, so it's right there in the middle of the flow rate that it's required to run and use. It just doesn't seem like it has enough suction power to actually work as proper as I was hoping it was going to work. And it's getting there, so we're doing all right with that. So now this has been running for about 7 minutes now. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, and I'm gonna pull it back, and then you guys will see the difference of what I've had. Turn that off there. Now, before I pull the vacuum out, I'm gonna show you. Here's where the connection is. And there is a screen mesh that you can see right in here, which catches the debris so it doesn't clog up the vacuum, so which is nice. But you can see quite a bit of debris. Would be another issue that I would see having it perform at its best, but I mean, it's good to have this. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this part out here so you can see what I actually had to modify. There we go. Pull that right over there so it doesn't fall back in there. There you go. So originally, you can already see, I've had to shave down the end all the way around. I've cut off maybe 3/16 of an inch or so. And the only reason why I had to cut that is because inside the pool, and this is just the Bestway pool that I've noticed, it doesn't fit completely. The gray part, which is this one here, this right here does not actually thread all the way onto the hose connections. Now this is your return portion for the pump, putting the water back into the pool here. So you just have to cut off, like I said, about 1/16 of an inch, and it sits just fine. It works just fine. It works as advertised, even with it modified the way that this is. Again, this one here is just for the Bestway pool. And to clean out that debris, you would just simply get a water hose or run it under a spigot. I'm gonna set this down for just a second. Let me pull this vacuum. I can show you the rest of it here. So when you're pulling a vacuum out, you want to make sure that you're pulling the hose in the up position, so that way you're not draining out the water out of your pool at the same time that you're pulling this hose back out. Just remember that when you go to pull the vacuum out, you pull the vacuum out level so that you don't drain any of the debris back into your pool. Alright, so let that water just drain out of there. Again, don't lift it up by the hose here. Lift it up by the front and back nozzle right here. So, drained out quite a bit of the water. You can see some of the debris kind of coming out just a hair. Pop these little latches right here. There's 4 of these latches, and it's nice also too, if you're picking up leaves and everything, come with brushes that mount inside of here. It's just with the little spring clips. They mount here. Whenever it's going back and forth through the pool, those brushes will snag those leaves and drag it with it, and then it'll catch in this door right here. Let me get this off of here. All right, and here's the catch right here. Pop these little guys up right here, and that's it. 10 minutes, approximately 10 minutes. And this is about all I'm getting right here. And every time that I have run this, I'm getting about the same amount of debris. A little bit on the bottom here, on both sides. And Now it has caught some leaves. I just didn't record it at the time. But this is where the water sprays out through your ports here, through the front and through the back port, and that's what's going to give you the proportion or propulsion that it needs to move forward and backwards. If you flip this back over on its end here, the top right here is a 360-degree rotation. Now I did put this on, and it tells you to push it on and tighten at the same time. Well, now I can't get it off. So whenever I store it, it's going to end up being stored with this on there. So I'm not sure if your intentions are to remove this every time, but I'm not able to get mine off. I really don't want to break it trying to get it off. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, this is the automatic pool cleaner by Intex. This was about $200. It's not a bad investment, but if I was going to have an automatic pool cleaner for my pool, I think I'm probably going to have to go with a manual instead of the automatic. I feel like that I can get a better cleaning done out of it. And I wish the pool was a little bit more cleaner than what it is, but I've relied on this Intex for the last 2 weeks, week and a half or 2 weeks, and I'm not getting the results that I'm really needing, so I'm going to have to go in and actually clean it out and get it back to nice and clear again. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope this was helpful to you guys. Thanks. Bye.